Hello. All right. So we are actually just starting out. Let me just lower this a bit. This is my first ever YouTube live, and we are going to be reacting to Spitfire Audio's latest originals video. So stick around. I don't really know what the originals is going to be. They kind of have been dropping hints. It's definitely related to Abbey Road. It is definitely a piano of some sort. Let me just get the full screen for you. Come on. Yes, I am already on. Thank you so much. Cool. And let me, I have been testing out this streaming setup for the past like half hour because I've never done it before other than on Twitch, but that was a few months ago. Looks like I'm not dropping frames. Sorry, I flustered. Is that what this is? All right. So everything should be good. We have about 15 seconds. So I think it could be a new piano, possibly a harpsichord or dulcimer. We'll find out. And if anyone's in chat, let me know if my mic is too loud. Oh. Steve, look at this pro. Hello. So it is captured at Abbey Road. Awesome. Dude. Oh, okay. This is percussive and bright. An iconic piece of music history. Okay, so they showed this real quick. Turn up the mic a little bit. Okay, don't know if I can do that. Let me just, I think I have to speak into the mic. I'm turning up the gain a little bit, but I don't want the noise to be crazy. Okay. I don't know if they're going to talk about it a little bit more.
Hi, my name's Dan Keane from Spitfire Audio.
Dan Keane. He is, I talked about him in my last video.
Recorded in Studio 2
He's
of
great.
Abbey Road. So this piano has been used for decades. In fact, it's been heard on records by the Zombies, Pink Floyd, and the Beatles, famously on the Magical Mystery Tour and the White Album.
Okay,
now,
so they
is
released
known as Jangle Box
like a
because
little
of its brass-tipped felt strips,
I don't know,
this layer
hints
between the hammers
as
and
to
the
what
strings.
this was going to be.
Like this. Sounds particularly nice in the upper registers.
Okay, so that's a very bright, and it literally sounds like a little like box, you know, like a toy box type. You sound good. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for being here too. I'm very excited to stream on YouTube. Mellow without tax. I think I'm just missing everything.
So it's really two pianos in one, which makes it quite a versatile instrument. So if we just have a look through the user interface here, we've got 3 different microphone signals. And while we're in mellow mode, we've got these ribbons, which are the Coles 4038 microphones placed close in front of the piano. And if I just turn these down, this is what that sounds like.
Okay, so this is, or at least the 3 mic setup is kind of similar to like other originals that we've seen so far.
Darker sound from the ribbons. Then we've got a pair of
so ribbons are darker.
Omni condensers, and this really helps to capture the sound of Studio 2.
And the room mic clearly has the Abbey Road
And then finally, we've
sound.
got the vintage signal, which is the original 1960s equipment. It's a vintage and very rare AKG D19 microphone, which is mono, but has a beautifully warm sound to it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna. He literally just said mono, but in my headphones, it just went
And
right
this
to
would
the
have been the
middle.
microphone that was used at the time, recorded through a Valve J37 tape machine. We've got a reverb control here, which is a custom EMT Abbey Road plate. This is plate A, set with a decay of 2.5 seconds. So when we turn this
So
up, we get quite a nice
I don't
stereo
want to
image.
talk over him that much, but this setup is like this whole plug-in setup is very
is a
familiar.
favourite
They have the
within Abbey
reverb,
Road
tightness,
engineers. Then we've got a
hammers
tightness
and
here.
pedals
So
seem
if we
pretty
want to get a
new.
little bit more kind of bite, we can turn this up and it cuts slightly further into the samples. But if you keep this nice and low, you pick up some of the kind of more realistic sound of your finger hitting the keys. Next, we've got
Okay.
hammer controls. These are the release triggers. So when you release the note, you hear the hammers coming back down. And then finally, we've got pedal noises.
Okay, that's very much an Olafur Arnold's
Now up here we've got
sound
three main
too.
controls.
He likes to
We've
leave
got
in
our
the
expression, which is
hammers
the volume of
to
the
make it a little bit more
instrument, and then we have a
realistic.
dynamics fader. Now you wouldn't typically use a mod wheel to control the dynamics of a piano, but this helps to restrain the dynamic range. So as we put this
Yeah,
further
mod
up,
wheels
we
are
get more
great
of
for
the
like
high
strings
velocity
and
samples
brass,
without actually having
woodwinds,
to hit
but
the
not
notes
really
harder.
percussive instruments like pianos.
Now, this piano was recorded with 8 dynamic layers, so you can really hear that as you cycle through. And then finally, we've got our button in the middle here, which controls any one of the parameters.
Yeah,
Also
so
controllable
that
by
massive
MIDI
knob
CC
is
as
pretty
well.
much
So if we
the
jump over now into
4
tack
at the
mode,
bottom.
as you can see, we've got some presets here. So I'm going to start with close tacks.
Why is the guy talking over
And
the
for this
main
close
one? So
microphone, we're using a
annoying.
pair of vintage
Well, this is a
U67
reaction.
microphones.
That's so funny.
Now, while we're in tack mode, you can see that we don't have any reverb, but we've got maximum hammers and pedal noises. So it's a very intimate and up-close sound. In the clean tacks preset, we've got a little bit more of the room signal and some of the reverb as well.
Let me actually lower that a little bit.
And none of the hammers and pedals, so it's a very clean sound. Moving on to balance tacks, this is a fuller sound, and you can really hear the sound of Studio
Oh no.
2.
Okay.
And finally, in vintage tracks mode, this is really what the 60s would have sounded like for this piano.
Okay, so back to mono.
Just taking you through the last 2 presets here, we've got mellow without
Upgrade
tacks.
that internet. Why is it dropping, or was it just that load?
So lots of the reverb there, and a subtle amount of the hammers and pedal noises. And then finally, we've got the vintage without tacks.
Let me
which,
lower that a
again,
little
just
bit,
using
just
the
so.
vintage signal,
Yeah, no,
you see
I
that iconic
have an upload speed of like, it was like 30 to 50 or so. So, I mean, it should have been pretty good. Let's just bring it back up. You
Now,
just
this shares
playing?
a similar sound world and the same recording environment as
I don't
the Mrs.
know.
Mills piano. I guess the key difference here is that not only do you get 2 pianos in one, you get the kind of the tack mode, and then without that slightly more mellow sound, but also this was recorded in standardized tuning, so you don't get the chorus effect that you get with the Mrs. Mills piano. I hope you've enjoyed this short walkthrough.
Okay.
I hope to see you again
So,
very, very soon.
I guess that was it. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. I'm just gonna pause it there, because that's essentially it. All right, so just really quick, it was kind of a given that it was going to be a piano. I think it was this morning or late last night or something. I have no idea what's happening, but it looks interesting. Yeah, so if you are just joining us, this is just a quick reaction video to Spitfire Audio's new originals sample library. Every, honestly, half month or so, An originals library is $29. It's something that they put out there. It's, you know, a basic kind of sample library. And it's kind of the next step up from their free labs. So I think their last one was Cinematic Pads, and maybe the one before that was the Mrs. Mills piano. A lot of people were kind of saying that they hoped it wasn't a piano library because they actually don't need this anymore. It seems like they do have a lot of piano samples, but I actually kind of like this one. And compared to the Mrs. Mills, because both were recorded in Abbey Road, but the last one was just very bright, and it, you know, it kind of fit the time that it was representing, kind of Beatles-esque. But this one was very, like, I like that it just kind of sounded a bit more dynamic. Because it said it was like your dark piano but also bright and percussive. So I think that is a great thing for, yeah, because this was Close Room and Vintage. So the Close was very more mellowed out, I think, and the Vintage was that harsher, I think it was the 70s or 60s or 70s sound that we were getting. But yeah, so I wasn't actually planning on really doing too much today. Usually I have a video release on Fridays, but this week I'm taking I guess a day off. So I just wanted to do a quick reaction and also test out streaming. I think, wait for other videos, I think. Oh, thank you so much. This was not, oh, no. Okay. Not impressed by the walkthrough. Yes. So Dan is not really, I don't think this was even supposed to be like a walkthrough. I think just kind of like the premiere video, but I agree. I think we're going to wait a little bit until there is a more in-depth one. I think they typically do, what was this? Maybe like 10 minutes long. So this was kind of just like the introduction, and then maybe like a half-hour video typically is what they release next. I'm thinking I'm going to next week do some sort of walkthrough video. But honestly, with an originals library like this, there's not going to be too much to dive into, you know, because it's $29. What I am kind of excited about, though, once I get my hands on it, is to mess around with the hammers and pedals. We usually get the reverb and tightness knobs in other originals. We saw that with Cinematic Pads and even some of their labs. But hammers, he said, was that sound of like play and release, and I think it gives it that more realistic sound. But yeah, so this was just a quick reaction, nothing crazy. So I'm going to kind of call it. It looks like I didn't lose any frames. Yeah, so thanks for coming on down. Steve, thanks for coming on down. I never know how to end live streams, but all right, everyone, thanks for stopping by, and be on the lookout for a Jangle piano walkthrough, I guess. All right. But if they release it every month, then I guess it's normal. Thought it was super short. Just yelp. Okay, yeah. So it's literally just $30. It's meant to be just like monthly releases. But yes. All right. So I'm going to end it because I am awkward. All right. Bye, everyone. Wait for an official video from me next week, maybe. Bye.